Welcome to Sarasota History Alive. I'm Lee Gaines, your host, and this week, in honor of National Library Week, we're visiting the Chidsey building at 701 North Tamiami Trail. Right after the turn of the 20th century, members of the small town of Sarasota saw the need for a community library. So, the Town Improvement Society, a women's organization, raised $65 to improve the quality of life in Sarasota in 1907. That's about $1,500 today. Cash in hand, they set up a public library in a small room on the Gillespie block at 5 Points, with 55 subscribers and donated books. It was only open on Wednesday mornings and Saturday afternoons. By 1913, the collection went under the stewardship of the newly formed Sarasota Women's Club, and within 2 years they were able to move the library into the east wing of their building on Palm Avenue, now the Florida Studio Theater. The library continued to grow, and they needed more space to house the books. Luckily, in the summer of 1931, the school board donated space at the old schoolhouse on Main Street, rent-free for the first 5 years. In 1937, the school board unceremoniously informed the Women's Club and the Junior Chamber of Commerce that they could no longer occupy the property on Main Street. Meanwhile, Sarasota, along with the rest of the nation, was still in the midst of the Great Depression, and a number of properties were available to anyone who could pay the back taxes on them. Mayor Ernest Arthur Smith led an effort to acquire a prime piece of real estate along the Bayfront for the city at a cost of $15,000. On that spot, the Art Deco-styled Municipal Auditorium was constructed as a WPA project, opening the doors for the possibility of a permanent home for the library. John and Ida Chidsey of Bristol, Connecticut, and Sarasota were this town's most generous philanthropists, and they funded the $18,500 construction cost. Highly recognized architect Thomas Reed Martin and his son Frank were commissioned to design the streamlined Art Moderne structure. Jerry Wesley Harvey Sr., a native Floridian, was chosen as contractor. He originally operated a blacksmith shop on Main Street in 1910. On May the 12th of that same year, the pink marble cornerstone was placed in the structure. Mr. Chidsey placed a copper tube in the cornerstone containing copies of that Sunday's Sarasota Herald-Tribune and the Saturday edition of the Bristol Press. The Chidseys challenged the chamber through the JCCs to raise the funds necessary for the furnishings. As promised, the junior chamber members came through with the $6,000 needed to purchase the furnishings, and even lent some elbow grease to help ready the building by November 13, 1941. The furniture was primarily of oak, finished in a blonde or wheat color. Oak bookshelves were built into several walls, and all of the specialty furnishings like the dictionary stand, bulletin board, book truck, and circulation desk were also of the fashionable oak. Today, the streamlined Chidsey houses the Sarasota County Visitor Information and History Center Museum. Though it is no longer the community library, it is still a wonderful building. Stop by soon and enjoy this quaint piece of Sarasota history. If you would like to get involved with helping the History Center as a volunteer, give them a ring at 861-6090. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to come back each week as we continue exploring our past and keep Sarasota history alive.